Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be reviewing a rare poster which I actually bought a while back, but I never got the chance to review it, or rather I kind of forgot about reviewing it and then I had to go to school. But now I'm going to review it. This is the super rare 93.175-CH, D. I think that's exactly what the reference number is. Of course, those numbers, they don't really mean anything except the letters, which are the languages. But what this is this is basically a really rare competition poster from, I think it's 1981 because it has the 7725 on it. So how this worked is you got this poster, and as I'll show you as when I open it up, there's a couple of things you have to do, and you mail in a slip to Lego, and if you win, you have a chance to win when you put your name on it. If you win, there are certain prizes that you can get. But this is a very rare poster. There are not a ton of them in the world, and paperwork, as you know from sticker sheets for 12-volt sets, are not exactly cheap. So this is a pretty rare poster. I paid around, if I remember it was about $40. I think I paid about $20 for the poster and then another $20 for shipping from eBay, which I mean is not super cheap for a piece of paper, but as rare competition posters go, it's not that bad. So yeah, this is the rare poster, and the title is Take the Right Train, if I have that right. I'm going off of multiple translations. I've done one with my phone using the Google Translate app. I took scans of it and then translated into English because obviously I can't read German. And then a user by the name of Ella on YouTube, they're also on Bricklink. They have provided me with the slightly different version of this poster and the translation for it because they can speak German. So I'm kind of going off of both of those translations. Also, because this is the deal that I made, I said that I would plug their store on Bricklink, so if you're interested in buying any 12-volt sets or any other kind of sets, please head over to the link in the description. And yeah, give them a shout out, and if you would like to buy a set from them, go and do so. So yeah, this is a poster. I'm going to kind of open it up. So as you can see on the front, there's 7725, 7750, and 7740. I'll kind of go over some of the interesting details about this poster because there are actually, if you look closely, there are some interesting details that are not exactly consistent with like instructions boxes, whatever. So the first one that I notice here is that the DB sticker for 7740 is a lot bigger than it should be. Actually, you know what? I can grab my 7740 engine. It's right here. It's already built. So I'll show you guys. The DB sticker on the front is the small type. The DB sticker here is the big type. I'm not sure why they did that. That DB sticker looks to be the same size as this one here, so maybe they put it on the front incorrectly. I'm not entirely sure, but that is an interesting quirk of that poster, where it's not sets built entirely to the instructions. So yeah, let's keep opening it. And I'll just fold it out all the way. And we'll look at I'll explain what both sides are. Basically, this is an informational side. There's a whole bunch of information about the 12-volt system, and then over here, the competition itself. And then the other side is actually what you have to do for the competition. There's a whole layout. So I'll first show you guys this side. This is just pretty much standard advertisements about the 12-volt system. I'll put a screenshot. You know what, I'll see if I can put the screenshots in some kind of folder online so that you guys can view them, the translated ones that I took with my phone, or I can just overlay them onto the screen as I'm talking about this. But yeah, these are basically instructions on the 12-volt system. I'm not going to go over all these because they're pretty standard. You can find them in whatever advertisements, instruction booklets. It's just showing how to set them up, what all the components do. So it talks about the light bricks here, and then the remotes, the signal, the isolating track here. Here I think it's talking about, so this is the 4.5-volt motor. You can flip the transformer knob and have the transformer output only 4.5 volts, so you can run 4.5-volt motors on 12-volt rails. And then oh, this one is the constant 12-volt. So I think it's talking about the different like jacks on here, the outputs on the transformer. So I think this one is 0 to 12 volts. That's the variable jack, which you plug the track into. The one in the middle is like a constant 12 volt, it says, but this one is actually alternating current, not direct current. So I'm not sure why they say it is for switches and signals, because alternating current, I don't know if that will work. But anyways, and this is the 12 volt standard direct current for the points and signals and all the electric remotes. So yeah, then it shows you how to connect the track and everything like that. So here's the interesting part over here. This is the competition information. Let me organize that. So I'm actually going to go to my computer. I have the screenshot, the translated screenshots pulled up, both my scan and the translation that Ella gave me. And what this poster is, so this is the ch.d version, which is the, I think it's the Swiss and German version. There's a slightly different version, which is 93.175-D, which is only German, not Swiss. And so yeah, I have the German and Swiss version, and I think they're actually slightly different what the wording is. I'll show you guys. What I'll do is I'll put this one over here, and then I'll put a scan of the German one here, so you guys can see that. You can kind of compare them. You'll see that it's not exactly the same. If I pull that one up, I have it on my computer, the German one, you can see that the prizes are actually different. So this one is 1 to 5, 6 to 15, 16 to 100, and then the German one on the right is prizes 1 to 3, 4 to 10, 15 to 20, and then 21 to 100. And they're not the same. If I go to the translation, the German one is the top 1 to 3 is 7740. Like, you get basically a whole bunch of 12 volt sets. It says 7740, 7821, transformer, 12 volt switch tracks, 7860, 7861, 7777, and 12 volt tracks. However, I'm going back to the Swiss one that I have. It says that the 1 to 5 prizes, again, this is the paper one, the 1 to 5 prizes are a visit to the Verkehrshaus Luzern for 2 people each, including travel and pocket money. 6 to 15 is a complete train pack from the Lego range. I'm not sure what that means. 16 to 100 is a box from the Lego train assortment, which again, I'm not entirely sure what that means. It's not very specific. So that's the differences between the prizes, but the qualifications, or how you get the prizes, your entry, is the same. What it says is you need to take a look at the railway poster on the back. You need to find out which of the 3 trains, A, B, or C, arrives on the platform 1. It says important train can only go forward. It says count all the signals that are set up in the Lego railway. And it says find out whether the second switch for train A is a left or a right switch. And then it says write the correct answers in the back of a Lego card and mail it to the address listed. So that's what you're supposed to do for this. As you can see, this person said C, which I think you'll find out is correct if I remember right. But yeah, what you're supposed to do is you cut this part out and then you mail it in, or you can put it on a piece of paper, and then that's your kind of raffle ticket and you can get a prize. But so here, I'll show you guys the back. Hopefully the whole camera gets it, more or less. What I'll try to do here, I'll raise the camera a bit, and then that looks a lot better. So this is the whole layout, and what it's asking is you have to figure out which train goes to the station right here. You also have to figure out which point is whether it's a left or right point for the second one of train A, and then you also have to figure out how many signals are on the layout. So let's do that right now. We can pretend we're back in 1981 and we're going to submit this for hopefully winning some Lego trains. So for A, again, the trains can only go forward. It goes this way, here, and then it's stuck in this loop. So it's obviously not A that goes to the station. B goes this way, and that is a dead end. And then C, well, there are 2 tracks here. If it goes this way, then it ends up at a dead end. But if it goes this way, then again, there are 2 tracks. Actually, there are 3 tracks that it can go on. If it goes this way, it goes here and then dead end. If it goes this way in the middle, then it'll get stuck here. But if it goes this way here, it goes into the station. So C is the correct answer. C goes into the station. In terms of the points, this is train A. This is the first point. This is the second point. So the second point that it crosses is a left point. And then finally, we can count all the signals in the layout. I mean, we can count the remotes, which is 6 signals. We can also count in the layout. So I see 1 here. I think this one here, so that's 2. And then 3 here. I think that's 1 here. 4, 5 here. And then 6 right here. So yeah, I think 6 signals is correct. So yeah, basically you just have to submit all those answers and then you can have a chance to win the prize. I find this layout pretty interesting. It's not like a one loop. There's actually no complete loops in this layout, I think, except for this figure 8 in the middle. So I mean, the trains can pretty much just go back and forth between the endpoints. It also doesn't have 7730. Again, this poster is from 1981, so it does have the 7725. So at that time, the trains available were 7730, 7740, 7750, 7760, and then 7725. So you can see it has 7740 here, 7750 here, 7760 here, 7725, but there's no 7730 anywhere in the layout. It does also include some wagons from 7720, the 4.5 volt freight train, and it does include this wagon from 7730, 2 of the 7814 crane wagons, the 7822 station, and a whole bunch of town sets, trees, the level crossing. I think this one also from 7720. So yeah, that's the layout. And then back to the front. Some more info on this part here. I'll lower the camera again. Yeah, I just find this poster super interesting. I like looking at like old paperwork. I'm actually going to do a video on all my catalogs and stuff that I have, because I have many of the brochures, both the small ones, the large ones, and maybe I would get some paper advertisements as well, besides this one, because it's kind of an advertisement. So yeah, this one, pretty interesting. Again, you can see, interestingly, there's 7725 with a small front sticker, 7740 with the big front sticker, which is not how it should be. There are also some details for these trains, so if you look closely, you can see 7750, the second bogie is very close to the first one, which is not how it's supposed to be in the instructions. It also has, for 7740, you can see there's a big plug here in the connector. They used, this is a 1-2 prong connector, but they used 2 1-prong connectors in the actual set. So again, just some interesting details about how this is not like, the sets featured in this catalog are not exactly how they were built in the instructions. Yeah, same thing over on this side. It shows 7740 being built with a plug with a 1-2-prong connector, but in the instructions it's 2 1-prong connectors. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think there's anything else to cover on this poster. I bought it because it's really interesting. I know this is a rare poster and I like reviewing kind of old paperwork. Yeah, I'll do a video on catalog soon at some point. And I think that's about it for this video. Again, make sure to check out Ella's store on Bricklink if you're interested. And yeah, that's about it. I'll have more content coming out soon. As of now, I have one video that's ready to be published. I still want my 7735 review to get a couple of views, so I'll probably publish that maybe in 1 or 2 days. I'm also planning to stream. Actually, the stream will already be done because I'm filming this probably way in advance of when I release it. But yeah, I'll continue to stream and release content. My next video that I plan to do, I'm going to do one more before Layout 16 videos, which is I'm going to do a full like fleet overview where I set up all my Lego trains on the table and just do a quick video showcasing all of them, doing a little brief overview. And that'll be my last video before I start on Layout 16 content. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, learned something new about Lego trains, and enjoyed seeing a old piece of paper with Lego train information on it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.